Yo, what is up, guys? We are back so soon, and this is going to be a reaction video. So we're going to be doing a reaction to Maximilian, dude, and we're also going to be doing a reaction to Mike Hollow. Now, both of these guys are really good. We're not going to do too much because, you know, I don't want to feel like, you know, I'm beating a dead horse. You know, we're just trying to make a statement here, and, you know, maybe this will be the last video. I'm not sure, depending on how Digital Eclipse responds, but at the moment, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take a look at what these guys have to say because, you know, it's pretty similar to what, you know, I've been saying, others have been saying. Everybody is, you know, trying to tell you what's wrong with the game, and a lot of people just aren't listening. So I kind of want to just share this with you guys, and we'll watch this together.
Okay, so what is the positives, okay? The positives is that there's a metric ton of, like, content. What you can play, what you can do in here, there's a lot. And that's valuable. The documentary is also very cool. I don't really personally feel that all the versions of all the older games, maybe some people do, but for me, it's like, it feels good to play, like, the best version and maybe, like, the next best version or something like that. So to have, like, MK1 and have all the handheld versions of MK1 and MK2, the really funky, like, Game Boy ports of some games, it's like, that is interesting, but it isn't, like, super valuable. You know, I don't know how much those are actually going to get played. WaveNet is easily the best, most fascinating part of the entire collection, because it's actually something that was lost media. What hurts the most about the collection so far is that the games just feel bad. And I don't have hundreds and thousands of hours in older Mortal Kombat, but I definitely played them. And the comparison of how things at least play on the PlayStation 5 version is kind of night and day. Like, most of the games feel relatively rough. Like, there's either way too much input delay, even in
I'm telling you, bro, he's telling you.
Sound kind of off or feel a little bit different than I remember them feeling. And that isn't even taking into account the online functionality of the game. And the online functionality of the game is, like, almost non-existent right now. We played a few matches across the board. It was bad. Like, it was just bad. That on top of the rollback netcode adding input delay with the game's already existing input delay, it just feels very rough. That being said, even with my experience of playing these back,
and he's absolutely right, and he's criticizing the game. Everybody thinks, oh no, he's just dogging on the game. He doesn't appreciate what Digital Eclipse did. That's not at all what he's saying. He's already said positives. He's already said the main menus look great, but, you know, there's some delay within the menus. You know, he's praising the game in areas where they deserve it, where it's respectable to give that, you know, where you earn it. And that's what he's done. That's what we've all done, you know. You know, I like the spear, teleport, all that stuff. Like, it's telling you the special moves. He also added there's no combo list, because there isn't. None of the games have it. You know, that's something that to criticize, not that it's a complaint in a negative way. It's just saying, hey, this isn't in the game. You should probably add this because it makes sense to have it. You know, why else would you not have it? So, you know, it's there. It's real. It exists. And, you know, clearly he's right. So
back in the day, I think from a surface level, there's value here. From a surface level, if you just want to play these games and have them and just smash buttons, do an arcade run, sure, it's good. But to me, it's like the value of having these collections is being able to play people online. It already is compromised because right now the quick matches is like everything. So you can quick match the Genesis version of MK1. But there's a problem with that where getting matches is tough because the matchmaking is so spread out. There's like 15 to 20 different games that you could be matchmaking for at any time.
Exactly. This is a very valid point that he's making, because I was sitting in Trilogy. Mind you, I sat in Trilogy for so long looking for a game that I actually got a connection error. I got a connection error on screen. A prompt came up and said connection error, because I'd been sitting there looking for a game for so long that it was just non-existent. Nobody was playing it, period. So it's there, you know. But I mean, that's pretty much his thoughts on it, which I totally agree. You know, I think he's, you know, he states pretty much what everybody else thinks, you know. And I think we'll go over here to MK Shills. We'll see what he has to say. Okay, so let's have a look at what he has to say. And by the way, guys, obviously, you know, go check out their content as well. You know, they do a lot of great stuff. Mike Hollow's great as well. So is Maximilian, dude. So, you know, obviously. So let's check this out.
Games, but in terms of pre-ordering, in terms of collector's editions, those days are over. And I don't need a content creator to tell me that. It doesn't matter how many of these guys pop up on YouTube and say that this game is perfectly fine.
Now, I will state one thing, that yes, he is right, but you're still entitled to buy, you know, whatever you want. Of course, you have that right. Like, I bought the Legacy Collection, but I bought the collector's edition as well. Now, you may call me an idiot for doing that, and you may call me, you know, you would look at me and you would be like, come on, dude, how could you do that? Why would you do that when you already don't support the game? Well, here's the thing. There's something in that collector's, you know, thing that you can't have without buying that. You know what I mean? So, like, as a collector, I want that. I want that Goro controller holder. I think it's sick. I think it's cool. I bet you think it's sick, and I bet you think it's cool. But guess what? I know what I had to do to buy it, or I know what I had to do to get it, right? I had to buy it, regardless of whether I like the product at hand that they've delivered. That's just the truth of it. But you can't, you know, go out here and call me a hypocrite because I'm dogging the game. And I'm not even dogging the game. I'm just giving criticism to the truth, you know? And you may not like that, but that's just the truth, you know? I bought the collectors because I wanted, you know, an item that's in there. Can you blame me for that? I don't think so, but, you know, to each their own. You have your own opinion, but let's carry on.
Nothing wrong with it. There is enough proof online that exposes this game for what it is. And as a matter of fact, rather than just talking about it, let me show you some of that proof.
Okay. Oh, okay, ad. Damn, that audio sounds bad too. Fight. It's crazy. This is the real audio. And if you haven't already played it and experienced this, it's crazy.
Yeah, listen to this. Here we go. Listen to this.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so bad. You know, it's crazy because I didn't even hear that on mine. So I wonder if this is like happening to, like, well, to be fair, I've only had a handful of games online, but dude, that is horrible, dude. Oh, I think, see, and I think you guys kind of get the gist here. I mean, it's obviously so horrible that everyone's acknowledging it. I just don't know why. Well, not everyone, obviously. That's why I'm making this video. But the content creators, you know, everyone in the Mortal Kombat space that knows the game, and you're not a shill, you know that there's something wrong with the game. Clearly, night and day differences, that there's something wrong with the game and something needs to be done about it. And it's clear here. It is very clear. Like, I think it's funny, man. I really do. So, you know, to see all of this, it's just, and you got to check this out. We got to see what Rio says.
Well, now that I played it today and I got to try it, did not think it would be this bad, but it's absolutely horrendous. Like, this may be one of the worst fighting games I've ever bought on launch as a product.
Now, I understand Digital Eclipse was going for...
And that's crazy to me. I think that's absolutely crazy that one of the worst. I mean, we're putting this up there with MK1 as a game that I don't like. I mean, and it's not, you know, and people will say that, you know, I'm picking and choosing here and or something. I'm sure they'll find something to complain about, but it's not even a picking and choosing situation or whatever it is that you think it is. It's just the matter of fact of the game being good or bad. At the end of the day, if a product is good, it'll be good. Everybody will like it. But if a product is bad, it is doomed to fail. I think surely you can understand that. But if you can't, I can't help you there. You're on your own. And you might need to do a little more digging and deep diving about how, you know, true criticism works, because if you don't have any criticism and you just praise everything, you're consuming slop, and slop after slop after slop. No matter what they put on the table, you're bound to eat it. That's on you, man. Nobody else. And I'm sorry, but you're a shill, and that's the truth. But, you know, let me know in the comments, guys. What do you think? Do you think these guys are correct? I think they're right. Everything that they're saying, everything that they have said is valid. Everything that I have said is absolutely valid within my past videos and this present video. I think we're all telling you the truth here. I think, you know, you should listen to these guys just as much as anybody else, myself included. You know, let me know what you guys think. You know, tell me in the comments, you know, am I right? Am I wrong? Are these guys right? Are they wrong? You know, as a longtime MK fan yourself, you know, let me know what you think.